The bitter Wyoming wind whipped through Pine Ridge like a bad memory, and Laura Jenkins clutched her worn suitcase on the dusty bus stop, her heart pounding with the weight of her deception. She'd mailed Victor Langley a photo not hers, but her late sister's, slim, youthful, the kind of beauty that turned heads without effort. At 32, Laura's figure filled her simple dress in ways that drew stares and whispers back in Denver. She knew it was wrong the second she sealed that envelope, but a widow with no family left makes tough calls. Victor spotted her right away as she stepped off the Greyhound, his sharp eyes narrowing like he was appraising cattle at auction. "You're not the woman in the picture," he said, his voice slicing through the chill. Heads turned, folks at the stop, a couple of ranch hands. Even the driver paused to gawk. Laura felt their judgment like a brand. What happens when a desperate gamble falls apart? What does a woman do when her fresh start turns to ash before it begins? This was straight-up deceit, Victor declared in the diner lobby, loud enough for the whole town to hear. Mail-order brides were supposed to be honest about everything, especially looks. Laura's face burned, but she held her ground. The ad had promised a willing partner of good standing, nothing about being a stick figure. Good standing? Victor's laugh was cold as steel. A liar like her didn't qualify. That's when she noticed him, the mechanic in the corner, his gaze steady on the scene. Ethan Mallory was built solid from years of hard labor, his right arm scarred from an old IED blast in Iraq. Most guys would have looked away from the spectacle. This one stepped up. "Issue here, Langley?" Ethan's tone was even, but it carried weight. Victor puffed up. "Private business, Mallory. The lady and I have a busted agreement." Ethan shrugged. "Doesn't look private with you hollering it for everyone. Lady deserves better than a public shaming." Something clicked in Laura, not pity, but real respect. When Ethan offered his arm, she took it, his touch sparking something warm through her coat. She'd forgotten what kindness felt like without strings. Outside, snow flurries danced like ghosts. Laura wrapped her scarf tighter, miles from anything familiar. "Guess I need a place to crash while I figure out the bus back to Denver." Ethan exhaled a cloud of breath. Denver's a long haul. Shame to come this far and bolt. No choice. Victor had made it clear she wasn't suitable. Ethan's jaw tightened. Victor Langley wouldn't know suitable if it smacked him. Man's all talk and no soul. Despite the mess, Laura cracked a smile when, was the last time a guy did that? "There's a spot open teaching at the elementary school," Ethan added. "Ranch kids need basics. Pays decent, and Mrs. Wilkins runs a clean boarding house." "Why help a stranger?" "Maybe because I get what it's like to rebuild," he said, touching his scarred arm. "War leaves marks you can't hide." 3 weeks in, Laura learned hope could bite back. She'd fallen into a rhythm. Mornings with the kids, afternoons grading, evenings at the boarding house, ignoring whispers. But Ethan kept showing up, fixing a leaky faucet one day, dropping off firewood the next. "Afternoon, Ms. Jenkins." His voice pulled her from spelling tests. He hauled in a sack of kindling, snow melting off his boots. "Gets chilly when the sun dips." He stoked the stove, and she caught his scent. Grease, pine, honest work. Her pulse jumped. It was thoughtful or practical, he said, but his eyes lingered. They danced around it. Him inventing excuses to stop by, her needing help with something minor, always with a chaperone nearby. Tension simmered like a pot about to boil. That night, Victor showed up at Mrs. Wilkins' door, hat in hand, all fake remorse. "Laura, I jumped the gun." Tea was served with side-eye from the landlady as Victor pitched his case. The town needed a proper lady for his council run, someone substantial. She'd proven her grit. Maybe they could try again, court proper-like. But his gaze inventoried her like stock, no heat, just math. She needed time. "Don't dally." He warned, "Need a gal, need stability out here." Mrs. Wilkins huffed after he left. "Stability's fine, but not if it's a gilded cage." Sleepless, Laura wandered to the schoolhouse in the dark. Needed air from Victor's pressure. Found Ethan there, tinkering with the heater. "Couldn't sleep?" he asked. Victor's visit wants a fresh start. Ethan's tools clattered. "And you?" The way he said her name, like it meant something, choked her up. I want to feel. Real again. Words too raw. Ethan rose, eyes locked. Laura. She kissed him first, tentative, but he met her with fire-hungry, real, nothing like her husband's dutiful pecs. His hands traced her back, pulling her close. She melted into his strength, the scars making him more alive. They broke apart, gasping as footsteps neared. Victor's voice, Laura, saw lights. Ethan slipped into the shadows. Laura faked grating. Victor eyed the room, suspicious. Working late? Dangerous alone. His hand on her shoulder felt possessive, cold. A woman like you needs guarding, especially from types like Mallory. The jab crawled under her skin, but she stayed cool. Ethan's been respectful. Has he? Victor's squeeze tightened. I wonder. Morning brought poison. Someone spotted Ethan leaving late. By lunch, gossip spread like wildfire whispers in the grocery, stares at the post office. Shameless, the church ladies clucked. What did you expect from a Denver gal? Laura pushed through, but each barb stung. She'd clawed for respect. One kiss torched it. At the hardware store, their eyes met across aisles. Heat flared, but Ethan's jaw clenched. About last night. Mistake. It hurt to hear. His eyes flashed. Don't let them shame you for feeling. But feelings don't pay bills. What V you built? A life tiptoeing for Victor Scraps. Truth burned. At least Scraps meant security. You'd have chains, Ethan growled, stepping close. I've seen trapped folks, they forget freedom. Afternoon. Victor hit the school with flowers and an edge disguised as romance. Town talks ugly, but marrying him fixes it. The roses were flawless, scentless like him. Kind offer? Practical, he snapped. Her reps trashed. He's the fix. In return? Obedience, discretion, and duties. Clinical, creepy. His hands on her shoulders pinned her. You'll learn to please. Door banged, open. Ethan. Fury etched. Hands off, Victor smirked. Private chat. Not now. Laura, this is what you want? No, she said, voice firming. Victor's rage boiled. You'll regret it. Both. After, silence smothered the room. Laura sagged. Ruined everything. Ethan knelt, hand over hers. Saved it. How sure? 'Cause he knew dying inside. Their fingers laced his rough, real. Now choose. Fight for us or run scared. What us? Let me show. He pulled her up, kissed devouring hands, exploring, reverent. Beautiful, he murmured, tracing curves Victor scorned. She felt wanted, powerful. Voices outside yanked them apart, disheveled but alive. Victor didn't quit easily. Within days, threads unraveled. The school board probed her morals. Mrs. Wilkins got complaints, and stores shunned her. Message: bend or break. Laura clutched Victor's ultimatum, led by month-end or exile. Ethan found her, read it, crushed it. Bastard. No right to trap you. Suggestions? He paused, then, marry me. Not pity, cause it's real. You wake me up after war's numbness. Tears welled. I'm not that photo girl. You're the one who quickens my heart, whose strength revives me. What if wrong? Wrong together. Door crashed. Victor, seething. Touching, but futile. Eviction for Ethan. The bank is calling the loan. Laura's blood-iced. You can't. I own IT, I can. Removing trash benefits all. Ethan's fists balled. You careful. Threats mean jail. Trap snapped shut. New voice. Another way. Sheriff Mike Harlan entered, snow-dusted, with ranchers' parents of her students. Private? Small towns make everything public. One rancher, burly Sam Ortiz, advanced. Heard tales of missing funds from accounts. Victor paled. Slander. Harlan flashed a ledger. Ms. Jenkins flagged it, bookkeeping whiz. Laura pieced it. Schemes from folks covering Victor's bad bets. You've robbed families. Victor snarled, mask on. You interfering. Ortiz's punch floored him. For my kid's future. Harlan, arrested for embezzlement. Quietly settled, Laura in Ethan's arms, trembling. Over? Scary part now, the good. Spring bloomed in Pine Ridge like forgiveness. Laura watched Ethan from their cabin porch, tending the garden they'd sown. 6 months, wed in a simple justice of the peace deal. The town watching 2 survivors choose joy. No frills, just vows under a vast sky. Victor rotted in the state pen. The empire crumbled. Bank reformed, funds restored. Her hand on her belly knew life stirring. Tell him tonight, in bed, head on his chest, his scars gentle on her. You're pondering hard, Ethan said, wiping sweat. Good or wild? Both. He pulled her close. Love you, Laura, Mallory even wild. Especially. They stood, sun gilding peaks. Home filled with shared books, a bed of passion and peace. Ahead, trials weathered together, love chosen over ease. The West tested them, bared souls imperfect folks finding perfect fit. And that, Laura knew as he held her, was everything. What did you think of Laura and Ethan's journey? Drop a comment below sharing your take. Did Victor get what he deserved? Or was the town too quick to judge? Take a stand. Would you fight for a second chance like they did? Or play it safe? Let's hear your views.